let it go for now. So yeah, I think it's really, I always like that myself, you know, when there's so much to discover, and it's a real adventure, and you see the lyrics give you an extra dimension, and you play it again, and then you hear this little thing that you haven't heard, and I like that in art, for instance. I like it too, you know. That's why I work with this artist for my record covers. You know, it's the same. He paints these huge paintings with all these little details, you know. And I remember the first time I got the painting of Electric Castle. You know, I was just sitting in front of it and staring at it and discovering all these little things. And yeah, I want my music to be the same. I want it really to be adventurous, and I want it to have a lot of dimensions.
Okay, that's a great artist, by the way. The artwork on your albums is amazing. It fits perfectly the concept of your albums.
I agree, yeah. Oh, by the way, in the meantime, I found my camera. I'm going to try to switch it on now.
Great.
Oh, great.
During all your I hope it's going to work. I think. Okay, let me. Oh, I don't know if it works. Is it working?
There you are.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
It's alright, man. Many things.
Oh, let me think. How does it go? Let me think.
Para aquellos que no creyeran, Arjen, Anthony, Lucassen.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, it's great to see you, man.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, man.
Let me translate. Bueno, dice que sí es intencional aquello de crear una aventura en cada disco, que era realmente lo que le gustaba. No es una canción sencilla que una se la aprende y ya se lo quedó, sino que siempre hay algo nuevo que descubrir a lo largo del desarrollo de la música, que es algo que a él le gusta mucho, que es característico de la música progresiva, pues que le gusta y pues que nos gusta tanto a nosotros.
Excelente.
Le pregunto de los planes. ¿Quieres preguntarle algo o acerca de los planes de tocar en vivo? Well, I have one question, one more. I already asked you about the situation of playing the Theory of Everything live or having it staged. You told me that you are a composer and a reclusive composer, but I remember that when you had the Star One project and Stream of Passion, you played live. As a matter of fact, you were here in Mexico City. I was at a concert. Hope you like Mexico, and we hope to have you many times in the future here.
Yeah.
But since you played live back then, why is not that on your plans nowadays, or you don't know about it?
Well, I played live for 15 years, you know, ever since the late 70s till I think 92 or something. And in the beginning I loved it, you know, because I was young and wild, you know, you wanted to show off, and the whole sex, drugs, rock and roll thing, you know, it was fun to do. But very soon already it was like night in, night out, you know, you play the same songs, and I kind of felt like an actor on stage. It wasn't creative, you know, it was just playing the same songs over and over again, you know, for 10 years. And I've always enjoyed the studio stuff more. And yeah, at some point I basically started the Ayreon project. So I didn't have to play live anymore. You know, I could just do this in my own studio, and I could do it on my own and just invite singers to come over. And yeah, and since then I've become even more reclusive. So I rarely go out, and what I like the most is just in my studio and being creative, and yeah, playing live it's just not my thing, you know. It's not creative, and I'm not a very social person, and so yeah, right now if you would ask me, I would say like I will never play live again. But then I said that before I did Star One, and I did Star One 2 live, you know. And the thing is, once I'm on stage and you see all these happy fans in the audience, you know, it's like, it's great, you know, it's great. But you forget that you, like with Star One, I played only 7 shows, but that took me half a year to set it up, to rehearse with the band, to fly everyone over, to arrange everything. It's a lot of work, and I'd rather spend that time being creative.
Okay. Bueno, él dice que pues mucho tiempo estuvo él tocando en escenarios, que 15 años haciendo giras, y que sí vivió todo el estilo del rock, todo lo que se asocia con él, pero que pues él normalmente es una persona más tranquila, no es tan sociable, siente él, y que pues se ha encontrado más cómodo en el proceso creativo, en componer en su estudio, que con Star One pues volvió a eso e hizo 7 shows, pero todo el tiempo que le llevó preparar eso, pues fueron 6 meses, y dice que aunque ve la reacción de los fans en el escenario y que es muy satisfactoria para él, no es eso tanto lo que él lo atrae, sino más bien es el proceso creativo, y de momento no ve la posibilidad de volver a tocar, aunque ya lo había dicho antes. Sin embargo, ahorita no se ve en un escenario otra vez.
Arjen, in that case, would you mind other bands covering your work?
No, that's a big honor, That's great. I hope you will.
I hope I will.
Yeah. I think
so what song would you do, Anna?
I really don't know where to start. I would have to think a lot. It's hard music, but it's great. In this moment, I would like to play all the theory of everything from the beginning to the end.
We love it.
If it's Floydy, if your band Echoes is Floydy, maybe something of the Dream Sequencer.
Yeah,
I always see that as my Pink Floyd album,
Yeah, that one's great. Yeah, I would like to do that. Not only the Floydy thing, but everything. I like it.
Cool, thank you.
So I would really like to play your music. That would be great.
Yeah, no, of course, no, that's great, if people do that. And a lot of people do it, and I see it on YouTube, and I always comment on it, and it's a big honor, when I see that. So yeah, go for it.
Great. I feel honored.
Por favor.
Sí. Le pregunto a Arjen si, ya que él no tiene deseos de tocar ahora su música en vivo, si le molestaría o le gustaría que otras bandas lo presentaran en vivo, y pues me dice que sería un gran honor, y él encantado, ¿no? de escuchar eso. Incluso me pregunta qué canciones me gustaría tocar a mí, y pues yo le digo que todo, en este momento The Theory of Everything completo. Y pues parece que le da muchísimo gusto eso, ¿no? Que otros músicos toquen sus canciones.
Algo más que se haya quedado en la...
Then that coming from a real good Pink Floyd tribute band, as I told you, I'm sure you'll get to see her work and from the band, and they really do justice to Pink Floyd's music, and I think they would be great covering your work.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it.
Great.
Okay, I was going to ask you something else. Once again, from my personal point of view, and I think many of my friends share it, is that starting, let's say, in '94, there are 3 great folk rock artists and creators from my personal point of view. One is Neil Morse, which you have already worked with him. The other one is Steven Wilson.
Of course.
And the other one, of course, is you.
Okay, whoa, that's a very impressive list to be in.
Well, many people think that.
Yeah, and that's
many people.
I've always said that from many years ago, and now it's great to be telling it to you directly.
Cool.
Wonderful, marvelous.
Yeah, I would love to work with Steven Wilson too.
That was my next question.
I know, and we've been mailing a lot, like 15 years ago. When I did Actual Fantasy, I sent him Actual Fantasy, and I wanted him to be on the Electric Cast. And I sent him the album, and he was like, really, he said, like, it's amazing, and your production is great, and it's one of the best albums I heard in this style. He said, but it's not my style. He said it's too retro progressive, he called it. And especially he was talking about the Minimoog sounds, the synthesizer sounds. So I guess my music is just not his style. I think he's more on the jazzy side. He's more on the King Crimson weird side, and I'm more on the Pink Floyd Camel melodic side. So.
Well, maybe in the future, because I think that would really be interesting. Also.
Oh yeah, I would love it. I would love it, but it's up to him.
Yeah, I know. I hope that comes up in the future. I was going to ask you about the possibility of forming a supergroup, but you already told me that going back to the stage is not your thing really, because in the future we are going to have a transatlantic concert here, which is a band I love. It's great, great instrumentalist.
Amazing.
I tell you, Neil Morse has a very close relation to one personal experience I have, and I consider him like I consider you a very creative and gifted.
Neil Morse is virtual. He's a genius.
Yes.
Because people always call me a genius, and then I say I am not, and I know it because I've worked with geniuses, and Neil Morse is one of them. You know, he's really, it's scary. I worked with him, and he came in, you know, and he sat behind the piano, did something perfect, and then he grabbed the guitar and he did something perfect. And then he sang my song and he did it perfect in one take, and it's like, oh my God, this guy is so good, you know. So he is a genius.
There's a possibility of you working again with him in the future?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. We met a couple of months ago at the Prog Awards in the UK. And he was, when I told him that I did an album with 4 epic tracks, he was really interested. He said, oh, cool, I'm going to listen to it. So yeah, again, it's a good option. Okay,
and before I translate, I'm telling you that I will have the opportunity to meet Neil again next February when he plays, and I'll be sure to ask him about this
cool.
question. So,
yeah, say hi to him, please.
Surely.
Yeah.
Pues le preguntamos acerca de la posibilidad. Bueno, le comentamos de la admiración que tenemos por Steven Wilson y el Morse y por él mismo. Se siente halagado de que lo pongan en el mismo nivel. Y le comento que si le gustaría trabajar con Steven Wilson. De hecho, antes de preguntarle de él salió que sí le gustaría trabajar con él, que le presentó su trabajo del el castillo eléctrico y que sí le gustó mucho, que era de los mejores álbumes que había escuchado en ese tenor, pero que hay ciertos sonidos de ese disco que no son exactamente lo que le gusta a Steven Wilson, y que como no se veía participando en él, y por lo que dice Arjen, pues está más metido en ondas así King Crimsonianas y orientadas al jazz, pero pues no se sabe que él estaría abierto a esa posibilidad. Y en lo que a Neil Morse se refiere, pues dice que a Neil lo considera un genio, que todo lo que hace lo hace bien, que incluso platicó con él hace 2 meses en un evento de los premios del rock progresivo, y pues es que sí le gustaría volver a trabajar con él, que a él lo considera realmente un genio porque todo, como decía, lo hace bien. Le comento que tendré próximamente la oportunidad de platicar con él y que le voy a comentar esto. Me dice, sí, pues dile, ojalá, y dile que ojalá podamos trabajar en el futuro, y salúdame. Okay.
¿Algo más que preguntar? ¿No? Para ir cerrando la...
Well, I think you have been very kind. You say you're not a very social person, but let me tell you that it's very amusing watching your videos when you try to hide from the camera, when you are creating in your room.
I hate being filmed. Terrible. Yeah. Maybe that's why I didn't put the camera there. It's like, oh, I hate it.
But then you see, you appear to be.
And that's why I act so funny.
Yeah,
you know, it makes me insecure when it happens, and I just make these stupid jokes.
No, but you look from a point of view, you look charming because you're authentic, you're real. That's just very.
Well, that's the thing I don't like about filming, you know, because you have to be. You're not real at that moment, you know. You have to tell people something, and I can't explain. But anyway, glad you like it.
Yeah, I like it from when I don't know if it's Laurie, or you always mention, or you always forget to thank Jalt.
Oh yeah. Well, he's my older brother.
Yeah.
And when we were kids, he used to tease me a lot, you know, like always hit me, and he used to beat me at all the games we did, and he was always cheating, you know, and I didn't know. He told me afterwards. So he was always, and when I started with the music, of course, I wasn't successful yet, you know, so he would always laugh at me, you're a moron, you know, you're playing for empty halls and stuff like that. But then slowly, I started getting success with the music that he likes. You know, he's a big Floyd and Camel fan and stuff like that. So then we started to become friends, and then I told him I get even with you, you know, and on every album I have to like think of something to insult him.
Yeah, but in that way he has become part of the Ayreon and Arjen.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's my best friend, and he, you know, he tells me everything. If there's a review on online, or there's someone saying something negative, he's like, oh, angry, he sends me mail. Hey, this guy said something negative about you. Get him, you know.
So he is not as well known, but he has become also a celebrity because of you. Let me translate. Yeah. Well, le digo que pues él no es muy sociable, pero que por las intervenciones que se ve en la cámara cuando lo están videando de que está creando el disco, pues que se ve muy simpático, muy chusco. Dice, eso es lo que me pasa. Dice, yo no sé cómo actuar en una cámara, y pues resulta que actúo de una forma pues cómica, dice, pero pues es involuntaria. También le pregunto de que a lo mejor el que le lleva las galletas en unos videos que hace su hermano, al que siempre está mencionando que no le da agradecimiento a sus discos. Dice que lo que pasa es que su hermano mayor, y de chico lo cotorreaba mucho, lo vacilaba, le hacía trampa en los juegos, y hasta después se lo dijo. Y se burlaba de él, de que su música pues nadie la oía, de que no iba gente a verlo, y dice, no, pues me las voy a cobrar, y pues lo que hace hoy en día, dice, pues es decir que va a agradecerle a todos menos a su hermano, pero pues dice que en realidad su hermano es su gran amigo y lo tiene al tanto de todo lo que va saliendo acerca de Ayreon.